your bare frame now that I stripped.
It looks so much smaller without the
Yeah,
engine,
it does.
doesn't it? It's so huge you can lose that now. We see it all the time. It's something, right? It's so big.
It's really hopeful with heater up in there. I took the car right off of that thing.
Maybe I don't want to take this thing out of here. This engine runs so good. Negative degree temperatures, now it's 40 out, but still. So the goal is to put the 240Z on the trailer and put the thing in here. So it's gonna be a tight fit, but we did it in the past. I think I have to clear a bunch of this crap out here, but hopefully it'll fit again. And that way I'll have enough space to work on the Chevelle. Well, there's a everything's out from underneath, right?
Yeah, good.
It takes a couple minutes for me to warm these dumb gears up to get them moving. I put it in drive and then start circulating the fluid, but they're low. This engine runs so good. That carburetor's nice, that's why.
Yeah.
But the transmission's gone. Linkage is off a lot too, so that doesn't help it.
We'll go first.
It never does. I have to fiddle with it for 5-10 minutes.
Where are you gonna pull this one? Why don't you park it right there?
I'm gonna do it either in the right there or in the grass.
Yeah. I don't want to do it over there.
Yeah. I might just back it into the grass right now because we have to load this trailer first,
Yeah.
and then I'll be able to have it in low at least. That's always reliable. There it goes. See, it starts a little bit, then it doesn't. There it goes, starting, Jew. There we go. Watch yourself, Dad.
Well, how about if we, before we even move the truck, how about if we hook up the hoist to it?
Yeah.
Are we gonna just lift it by the roof?
Yeah, that's what we did last time.
Are you gonna take these things off or leave them on?
We had to take it off last time, but we have to do it while it's up in the air.
Yeah, alright. Let's do that, let's lift it up. I think we can get by. Alright, put the parking brake on.
You gonna get on this side?
No. No, stay over there. You should be fine. Watch the side of my truck there, that's great. You think we should put the dolly on here?
Yeah, I think we could probably do that.
I don't know if we can.
We might be able to swing it around.
Yeah, no, we can, I know we can.
Lining right now, swing it. You know, that way we'll be lined up. Watch that front of the transmission.
I'm
That's nothing to worry
watching.
about.
Okay. We can push it forward and we'll see if we're gonna hit that.
I gotta jack up more.
Just a little bit more.
See if you kick your foot bottom and
Oh, this way. Alright, I'm past it now.
I don't want to scare over the lip. There it goes. Throw it on. Always raise it back.
Get up just there. Alright. Alright, what do you think of that?
Wait a second. Wait.
The back's coming up.
with it here. I wouldn't be able to get that trailer in without it. It says it only goes up to 600 pounds, but I'm sure that trailer's boom with the car on it was a lot heavier than that. It's just impossible getting that truck in there without, you know, using their driveway and stuff. I don't want to do that. So just have to wheel that back, and it was pretty easy once you got that on there. So now I have a nice clean space in here. Gotta finish cleaning up some stuff, and then I can start working on my next thing, which would be probably just trying to mock this up in the Chevelle and yanking out the old engine, getting rid of the automatic transmission in there, and seeing where I would need to start cutting in the floor. Pull the carpet out on it, make sure, you know, what rust needs to be repaired, I'll repair it. If I need to replace the whole floors on it, then, you know, so be that too, I'll do it. But we'd obviously rather just patch some things in there if I have to and make it right. But overall, nice day in January actually. It's 55 degrees out here. Kind of cruddy outside in terms of rain and stuff, but pretty nice. Getting everything done in here without freezing or slipping on the snow. So I'm glad I got that done now, and now I can prep and actually have space to work in here now. All right, I realized I just forgot to film an outro and explain exactly what I bought off of John. So he ended up selling his chassis and for the Impala resto mod build that he was looking to do, just because again he has that new 67 Corvette that he's working on, and that's where his mind's taking him right now, and that's what he wants to restore. So I bought this engine, transmission off him. It's all out of a pull-out from a 2012 Camaro SS. It's an LS3. It has about 11,000 miles on it, and everything looks pretty new on it. He has already put on a bunch of different stuff to prep for what was his Impala build, and that includes the Holley EFI, Terminator X, and so I can use the it was the Pro version or whatever they call that, so I can use the electronic gas pedal with it out of the Camaro. All I have to do is hook up the wire to it, which is really nice. Don't have to worry about a throttle cable. And this Tremec T56 Magnum transmission is brand new. He bought that off of RPM Transmissions. So this is a 6-speed T56 Magnum from RPM Transmissions, brand new. He has a bell housing that adapted to the LS3. We have a twin disc clutch, new flywheel and everything, and this is their stage 6 transmission, so it's gonna hold a lot of power, more than I need, but it's always nice to do overkill on something like this. The only thing I plan to touch on this is just the rod mod on the intake manifold, probably a BTR stage 2. They have a new line of cams out right now, and I forget what it's a stage 2 V2 cam, and that should put me right at around 480 to maybe 490, maybe even 500 wheel horsepower would be great. Again, I have to, this is gonna be a lot of things that I have to change because I don't wanna do this more than once. So I'm gonna put a Ford 9-inch in the back, have to order that. And this has the gear, the final gear ratio for the 6th gear is, what was it? I think it's 0.050 for the final gearing on this. So what that means is that I can run 411 gears in this, and then in 6th gear, I'll be about 1800 RPM, around 70, I think it's like 75-ish miles an hour. So, you know, it should grip pretty good down low, and I should have very good cruisability if I need it for the whole, 6 speeds. That's nice instead of the normal 0.069, I think it was. Normally he has the 0.050. This has all micro polished gears and everything to hold up, and it should be a pretty nice combination. I'm not gonna do anything crazy besides the cam and the intake manifold mod, and then headers, of course. He already has a Holley oil pan on here right now, so you can see it really clears everything. It'll clear the cross member real nice. That part number here for them, it was the 302-3 pan. They have a -2 pan too, but the -3, from my understanding, has a lot more clearance for the cross member and then a larger sump. And it also clears a larger stroke. Not that I need it on here, but it's always nice to know that a larger stroke will be, if I do end up doing anything down the road, then I'll have a larger stroke clearance for the oil pan. So it's a pretty solid setup. John had gave me the pull out for the fuel tank too. And then he did, the owner that John purchased this all out of that had the Camaro, he put a ZL1 fuel pump in it. And from my research, this is a ZL1 fuel pump, which is nice because I could use, they have a different tank that I could use that drops this whole assembly in, doesn't require a return line or anything, and then it'll be quiet and it'll pick up, you know, down to a gallon left in the fuel tank. So that'll be nice. Suspension wise, I'm gonna keep everything stock except for the probably Viking coilover setup, front and rears, and different wheels and tires and stuff too, but still have yet to decide. The reason why I need to get this at the height that I want it is because I'm gonna have to do the driveline angles with this transmission and LS3 engine. Plan on using the Blackheart series of the Hooker line, which is a company of Holley's, to you know, use them as a point for the transmission cross member. I'll use that, and then the transmission mounts, have to decide which ones I want to use. If they have a forward mount location that it's like 1.25 inches forward that they push it, or they also have a stock location, which I'll try first and then see if I need anything changed. I also need the rear end because the pinion angle is going to be off depending on what rear end we use. So I'll probably have to get some adjustable upper control arms, so that way I could push it down and tilt the angle as I want it. And then of course, this is an automatic car, so I have to modify the transmission tunnel and everything like that. Plan on keeping the bench seat if possible. I think this position right here for the 6-speed is probably gonna be appropriate for that. And then of course I have to get a drive shaft made, but I have a lot of stuff right now to start prepping everything and drop everything in. I could at least pull the engine out. I don't know if I'm gonna buy the front coilovers quite yet for the front, but I will try to relax this to the ride height that I want it. That way, one, I don't have all the money to spend at once. So at least get it at the ride height I want. I'll relax the springs probably, I have an idea on that, and get it to where I want it lowered, just pretty much get rid of that gap right there. The back right now, of course, I'm gonna change that for sure for the 4 9-inch, and then get the suspension set up the way that I want to keep it on the car. So that way I'll have the back set up for good, put everything on blocks, and then I'll start setting driveline angles and drive for the drivetrain and make sure they're under 3 degrees. And I have to do all this because from what my research, the transmission tunnel really, you have to really cut up to get the angle the right way on these cars. So I have to get this all at one time, besides the front shocks or the coilovers for the front, because I can just relax the stock springs with probably some heat, get it at the right ride height, and then I don't see any issues, you know, skimping on the front until I actually need them. The control arm, I'm not gonna go tubular or anything crazy like that yet, but I will have to reinforce the bottom of the lower control arm. If you're running coilovers, I'll weld a plate in there as a reinforcement, but I'm kind of talking ahead of myself right now, but that is the game plan on here, and I want to try to move as quickly as possible, but do it in a correct manner. This is my first like resto mod build, so I'm a sucker if you have a stock engine to keep everything stock, but again, since this is a Malibu and not an SS, I feel like I want to have free reign to do what I want. Colors for the car, I'm thinking, I think black would look really good on this, and I'm torn between keeping a vinyl top or getting rid of it. So I want to keep the Malibu essence of the car, you know, trim level and everything, but it did come with a vinyl top from the factory, even though it was maroon. I just like the black look with a black vinyl top, but I also like the look of a fully painted car. So if you guys have any ideas, I'm also kicking around the idea of doing a green, and it's actually a Dodge color, but it's a green metallic on there. I think it looks really good too, with or without a you know, rag top on, or a vinyl top on it. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any ideas about what to do, for what would you use anyway, if vinyl top, no vinyl top, and what color. All right, now finally I want to introduce someone new to the channel. This is also the reason why that I'm not posting as much until right now, and I think we kind of got a handle on things, but let me explain here in 1 second. This is little Rylee here. She is coming up on 2 months old. just got her little biggie. I just gave her a bath, so she has some crazy hair right now, but this is also why I haven't been filming too much either, because of trying to figure out stuff with her. Let's see if I can get this thing out of her eye. There we go. So yep, I am a dad now. Lena's now a mom. And still trying to figure out, this is our first kid, and probably our last. No, just kidding. But yeah, it's taking up a lot of time trying to figure out the whole parenting and stuff right now, but we're getting the hang of it, and I'm gonna start getting back on the garage a little bit more, hopefully, since she's getting a little bit older and Lan is finally recovering.
That's why.